Hey there guys, welcome back to another episode of Misplaced Garage. This is a video that I'd kind of like nobody would ever like to make really, but unfortunately it is what it is. So this car originally came to me with a blown out spark plug, which obviously that car won't run if it's got a blown out spark plug. So over here you can see back in my corner, these are the heads with the blown out spark plug in them, and these are a new set of heads on here. Well, not new, but new to me. These probably, I think, had like 80,000 miles on them. I had the heads decked and all that, so they were perfectly flat. And unfortunately, it developed a coolant leak, which was an external coolant leak for a while, so I did drive it a little bit. It was just like some drips here and there, but it progressed into billowing white smoke, and everybody knows what that is, and that's pretty much a blown head gasket. So, as you can see here, I have myself a new head gasket for the car. Yeah, not super excited for it, because I have to tear this entire vehicle back apart, unlike I already did that. And unfortunately these engines are massive and don't like to cooperate very much. If you've worked on a 4-valve 4.6, they are a pain in the butt. And as per usual, it's impossible to actually clean or get coolant out of a radiator without getting it everywhere. Nonetheless, we have some flow. It's really slow, but it's going. We are getting somewhere now. Yeah, I'm getting there. Like I said, these engines are just massive, so they require you to, in order to take something off, you gotta take another thing off, basically. It's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. I did put a new water pump on here last time, so I won't have to touch that. Along with, last time when I was in here, the metal rail that had the coolant passing through did not work. It was oblonged on one side, so it was just leaking a little bit. So I ended up replacing it with a hose and a couple of clamps, and then I wrapped the hose in the heat shielding so that it wouldn't get really hot in the center of the block. But I'm gonna keep plugging away at this thing. I got a whole bunch of stuff to take off the front of this engine to get the timing cover off. Back on day 2, engine teardown. Actually quite a bit done the other day. I think I spent 3 or 4 hours, somewhere around there. Got it torn down to the most part. Got most of the accessories off. Now it's time to take the timing cover and the valve covers off. Unfortunately, to take this valve cover off, I have to disassemble all of the brakes, and so that's a huge task. I got to take off the wheel, unscrew some stuff, and it's just a whole ordeal. Anyways, that's gonna get done hopefully today. We will see. I know I have to take the power steering pump off. I think I have to loosen a bolt off of the AC compressor, but we're getting there. Luckily, I think I can leave the water pump on there, so that's a good thing. That's brand new, so this thing should be pumping plenty of water. Coolant kind of looks not very good to me. That's pretty darn dark, especially when I just put in that much fresh stuff, so that might be oil mixed with coolant, so that would be real bad. All that for this bolt nut. Same dude. Alrighty guys, well this is like day 2.5 because I did a little bit of work. One of the days was not videoing anything, but here I am now. I just removed the power steering pump, so that is out of the way and I can start taking off the timing cover. That should come out relatively easily. But yeah, you guys can see how much is actually going on. I started taking the valve cover bolts to the oil pan off, so now I just need to take all the rest of the timing cover bolts off along with this valve cover. Alright, well now the timing cover is taken off along with the passenger side valve cover. I want to align all the dots on the engine, because when you align the dots that means it is timed correctly, so I need to do that along with taking off some more components on here. And now, since I want to get all the dots to line up, what I did was I removed these spark plugs so that the engine doesn't have very much compression. I did loosely put these ones back on so nothing falls into those chambers, since I'm taking this head off and I'm not removing that one. Anyways, I should be able to spin it now with a, I believe last time I spun it with a crescent wrench, if I'm not mistaken, because you can get a crescent wrench onto the keyway. Alrighty, and now I've got the exhaust detached, 2 bolts under there, easy to back off and take off with a long extension like that. Next up is taking the head bolts out, because this head actually does not have a coolant hose going to the back of it. The other one does, but this one does not. This head actually has an electrical connection on the back, which if you do not get that plugged back in, the car will not start, so make sure you get that little pin plugged in the back. I got all the head bolts out of the head now. This oil dipstick is loose. If you guys are going to be doing this project, make sure you buy one of these oil dipsticks, because if you ever have to go back in, it's a pain in the butt. The hard pipe OEM style oil tube is just a nightmare to deal with on these cars, so get the flexible one. Make sure you buy it from a reputable source, because you don't want to have incorrect oil readings, obviously. But anyways, let's see if I can get this head out myself. I don't really feel like I will be able to. Alright guys, well, being that these are so heavy, I had to get my fiance to come and give me a hand. But down here on the head, this is actually where it was leaking from on the block, and as you can see, there's some white but white fluid there. That is a telltale sign of the head gasket was leaking right there. You can see it actually going into the cylinder itself. Over here, there's obviously a lot of coolant in it, but sure, once I take this off, I'll be able to see kind of what's going on. And yeah, it looks like there was a bit of some leakage down here. Anyways guys, I'm gonna leave the video here just because that was a good stopping point. I'm gonna be putting it back together. I don't think you guys will want to see too much of that, but it's just putting back together what I just took apart. If you guys liked the video, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I will see you in the next one. Here's a little teaser for a future video. I'm gonna show you guys a little bit, but not too much. We're over here. Look at the mouth of that. Oop, showing you guys too much. Stay tuned for that video.